I don't want to tell you a joke. I don't want to tell you anything at all. But you know the problem with me? I never could keep my big mouth shut.
Wait!
Goodbye, my love.
She's gone.
Not gone, Querent. Nearly dead. Again and again she comes to this well, to weep and leap at the sound of the shriek. Which of you will save the other?
Listen, the thing you have to understand is, this is all your fault. You miss all the obvious signs. You let everything slip through your fingers. And you're no good at fixing things. That's why she's dead. That's why you're here. Right. Anyway, I'll call again later. But if you need help, and you will need help, please hang up and press 0 to dial your operator.
Wait! He sounded just like me. Hello? Hello? I guess I need to put in a quarter. It's a long way down, but I could give it a shot. What happened?
Not this again. Here's one for you. Man sitting in his doctor's office. Doc says, and now here's the good news. Man says, Doc, you didn't even tell me the bad news. Doc says, not this again.
It's an ad for Nepenthe. It reads, quaff, oh quaff, this fine Nepenthe. Win a bottle today at the shooting gallery. It says not all attractions are suitable to all ages. Visitors are encouraged to exercise judgment. Pretty vague as warnings go. Pretty long way down.
Hey, that's an old raven trick. Trying to float her body up to where you can get it, huh? Won't work. Believe me, I've tried it. There's no water down there, just roots and darkness. All right, I'll talk.
Hello? So, who or what are you?
I just am. Because I think.
Where are we?
Baked in a pie, I'd guess.
Do you just sit there, watching every time that woman kills herself?
Aw, don't get so bent out of shape. That little slip and fall didn't do her any harm.
Goodbye.
Who's there? Did you scare off those nice doves? Come closer. Let me hear you.
His eyes, they're gone.
But my ears are just fine, stranger.
Who are you?
I'm afraid I don't rightly know. I'm just an old fool who can hardly remember what he's read, much less who he is. I do recall a book that said, each is his own judge. That might just have to do.
What are you writing?
The same things I've written 1,000 times before. After all, an act can lose meaning if you do it often enough.
Where are we?
I wish I could tell you. The man who stands at a strange threshold should be cautious before he crosses it. I read that once, I think.
There was a golden-haired woman who threw herself down a well.
No sickness is worse to one who is wise than to lack the longed-for love.
Did you mention doves?
Yes, I feed them as they flutter by. I find it soothes my mind. Are they here?
Do you mean that crow?
Raven.
No, I mean the doves. It was the raven who told me of them. Are they here?
I think the raven lied.
Well, what difference does it make to a blind man?
What happened to your eyes?
I fed them to a raven. He said it would bring me wisdom.
Goodbye.
Joy to him who has understood. Delight to those who have listened.
There's nothing on them but nonsense.
Classroom.
A noose. I wonder how it got there.
You were the one who tied it there. Tried hanging yourself. Did it make you any wiser?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
That's why I write things down, you know. So as not to remember.
Don't you mean to forget?
Yes, I do mean to forget.
It's not much of a tree for climbing. It's an empty bird bath.
It had water once, but the deeper he drinks, the dimmer grows the mind of many a man.
Sticks and stones will make me groan, but words will never move me.
Let me line this shot up.
My beak.
Beak?
The hole's just big enough to reach through. Got it. Sure is heavier than it looked. It's a good 30 feet out of reach. I'll need to get into the tent first.
Step right up, step right up! Win yourself a bottle of Nepenthe, the brew that puts a bullet in all your bad thoughts. 10 hits gets you 1 hit, and 1 hit's all it takes to bring blessed sleep.
No need to bother with that.
Now you're wondering, am I losing my mind? No, you're finding it. You've hidden a hard grain of truth beneath smooth layers of lies. A masquerade of metaphors. Here's a metaphor for you. Your mind is a matryoshka. It's just you, and you, and you, and you, and you. And we're here to open you up.
Just steam. A huge furnace with 83 painted on it.
That is my name, 83.
What are you?
I am the fire that burns the impure.
What's that anvil for?
Like the bear that licks its cub into shape. With a tongue of fire, I forge from ore upon the anvil whatever thing I wish.
Can you make something for me?
I can make anything. Bring me a work order and lay your metal upon the anvil.
There was a golden-haired woman who threw herself down a well.
The bellows gasped on the day she was made.
But who was she?
A flawed thing that fire could not save.
Goodbye.
You have said so before.
I need to put something on it first. Whoever built this place certainly doesn't trust me to find my own way. I'll need to find where they start. What the? Ah! That's it! That shadow! That's what's making that sound. That's what's killing her. I have to destroy it. Nice doggy. Any closer and it'll attack me. I already have her picture in my mind.
Welcome to the mysteries of the deep. Home of the luminous stream maid, the vitriolic sea star, and the oleaginous black swan.
I can't reach it. That was electrifying.
Crow's flying along. Sees a crab eating some lady. Crow squawks, "What are you doing? She's not even dead yet." Crab scuttles off. Next day, Crow's flying along, sees the crab's at it again. "I thought I told you to scram," he says. Crab says, "Take another look." Crow looks at the lady and just says, "Carry on." Get it?
This could be useful.
Recurrence. Death. My claws!
Did you say claws?
Kisses. My wing.
Huh? Wing?
It's illegible. Why's that bird bath empty?
Once it was filled with fresh well water, as cool and clear as a sound mind, but doves and ravens would much rather bathe in dust. Maybe they can't abide their reflections either.
I keep hearing a terrible shriek. What is it?
The dark thing.
What is the dark thing?
A shadow locked away up there, festering. Some boils are better left unlanced.
How can I reach the dark thing?
A word leads to a word, a deed to a deed. For silver he speaks, is wisdom worth gold? I read that once, or maybe I wrote it. I suppose it doesn't much matter, one way or the other.
About the doves.
Are they here?
Sure, they're here.
Ah, then let me find a crust of bread.
Loathsome.
A scrap of meat.
I'd rather think of it as bread for the doves.
A very heavy dead rat. There's a line of stitches down its chest. A scrap of metal chewed into a dull spike. It's too dull to pull out the stitches. The word claws is written on it. Talk about the dog that bit you.
Kid staring at heaven when suddenly there's this stabbing pain in his eye. Can't stop himself from crying. And everywhere he looks, everything's ugly, dirty, and dark. Kid runs to the doctor and the doc checks him out. Doc says, "Well, Kai, problem is you've got a little shard in there." Kai looks at him and says, "But Doc, you've got a whole mirror in yours."
First, lay a worthy ore upon the anvil.
Can you make something for me?
Give me a work order and fitting metal.
Goodbye.
You have said so before. Now, step away. Behold the beak, fit for one who would carve and cut.
It was stuffed with quarters?
Please help!
Ugh.
sorry. We are unable to complete your call as dialed. Please check the number and dial again, or call your operator to help you.
I need to put in a quarter.
I am Murmur the Magnificent, great giver of counsel. What was, what is, and what will be are all mine to draw from the deck of your life. For what you've paid, we may speak of cards, and hear what suits the fates. What would you know?
My past.
I will tell you the figures. You will tell me the cards. And they will show us their truth. Let us begin. I see you, Querent. What card do you make of the man you were?
The Hermit.
Holding a lamp to see and a staff to walk, but looking only inward, seeking only himself. A fitting choice. And what is the card for where he was?
The sun.
Innocence and exuberance, and the bloody banner of renewal, all beneath the brightness of a woman's watchful eyes. A sound selection. And tell me, what card will we lay for her?
The Priestess.
She stands for a mystery, then. A life becalmed, and the need to look within. And so we have your cards. The Hermit, the Sun, the Priestess. What shall we make of them? A man who stands blithe and blind upon the very cusp of change, failing to heed a woman's flesh and blood, while making an idol of her. That, Querent, is what was.
Idle offer.
I am Murmur the Magnificent, great giver of counsel. What would you know?
My present.
We will now speak of cards again. Once more, I see you, Querent. What card shall stand for the man before me?
The Fool.
The excuse. An empty-headed vagabond wandering among wonders. The card suits you, but which best befits this place?
The Wheel of Fortune.
Eternally turning, inescapable, ever-changing. Tarot, Torah, Otar, Rota, the wheel. It will do for this strange land. Now, what will you pick for the old scribe you so lately stood beside?
The Hierophant.
Seated beneath bondage and freedom, his body a bridge to the holy, and his words, the words of wisdom. You have seen the best of him. The Fool, the Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant, What do these cards show? A man who outwits himself, lost in liminal space. That infinitesimal between whence and whither. His well of wisdom has run dry. A worm gnaws at the roots of his confidence, and thought and memory blind his mind's eye. That, Querent, is what is.
Wince and wither.
I am Murmur the Magnificent, great giver of counsel. What would you know?
My future.
We will now speak of cards again. For the final time, Querent, it is you that I see. What card will serve for the you who is to come?
The Hanged Man.
Ever wanting wisdom, never knowing where to find it, stuck in time as a sacrifice to himself. The card suits you. Which one suits that ride, that Valkyrie, which promises to bear you up to where the great battle awaits?
The Chariot.
An obvious pick, perhaps, and yet fitting, for it marks an act of decision by the one, stuck between the riddles of the dark sphinx and the light. It will do. There is but one more now, the dark thing that lurks above. What is its card?
It's the devil.
Yes, there he sits upon his throne, man and woman bound before him, but only loosely. It is merely a matter of shedding their chains. So then, what have we? The Hanged Man, the Chariot, the Devil. You will call for 3, 110-1, 3. And from among the dead, you will be taken, to be born and reborn, to rise, to fall, and rise again, until you find your way. That, Querent, is what will be.
Sorry, we are unable to complete your call as dialed. Please check the number and dial again, or call your operator.
Toenails.
So, could I have some more meat? I mean, bread? For the doves. A knockout marinade.
Constellation.
Call! Call!
His eyes looked happy. Some carny left himself a to-do list taped to the wall in here. Too many winners, turn up the skull speed, shut down MOTD, starfish keeps spitting acid on guests. Find something for Ozzy to chew on. Beware of dog. Thanks, guys.
Hey, stranger.
Shh, we're supposed to be men.
Who are you?
Well, we're sure not Valkyries. Don't let that sign confuse you.
And we're not fates, neither, just 'cause there's 3 of us.
That's more Murmur's thing.
We're not weird sisters. Even if we are strange. After all, you're strangers still.
What's with the masks?
Everyone wears them.
You've got one too.
What?
We all have a role to play.
And in this story, there's only room for one woman.
That's why we've gotta be guys.
What do you mean I'm wearing a mask?
Oh, come on, stranger. You don't really think you escaped from some sanitarium, sporting a retro straitjacket and movie star stubble?
We all dress our best to fit what we think the world wants.
And in a strange land, it suits a man to be estranged.
I met an old scribe under a tree.
Ugh, he's the worst. His handwriting's terrible. I wanted A3 to make me a gaggle of bagels. And you don't even want to guess what I wound up with when I showed him the note that old man wrote.
Where am I?
Well, stranger, I have a feeling you're not in Kansas anymore.
Ugh, come on. Enough with the one-liners.
Fine. You're at wit's end.
Just cut the poor guy a break.
All right then. We'll call it the breaking point.
Don't let that old crab get you down. Remember what they say. Home is where the heart is.
What can you tell me about Murmur?
He's got a head for prophecies.
There was a golden-haired woman who...
The woman.
There's only one of them in your story.
We won't judge.
Can you tell me anything about her?
She's trying to save you.
You need to find her.
You're kind of a Hansel in distress.
What's the deal with that Valkyrie ride?
The ride of the Valkyrie, technically.
A one-way ticket up.
But where's the coaster car?
Haven't you ever heard of calling a ride?
I can really just call the Valkyrie?
Why, so can I, or so can any man. But will it come when you do call for it?
You know you can't call her unless you have her number.
And we can't help you there.
Do you know anything about the dark thing?
I'm scared of the dark.
While I wait for the dusk.
You'll find out soon enough.
Goodbye.
Yep.
Valkyrie. It must be the name of the ride, but I don't see any cars. It looks like this is where I would get on the tracks, but there's no train here, and no way I can walk up them. What an idiot grin.
future in the cards before, and you know what we saw. You will call for 3-1-10-1, 3, and from among the dead, you will be taken. That, Querent, is what will be.
Would you ride the swaying road to heaven?
I guess so?
Are you grown enough to bear the strain?
Yes?
Then on wind and through cloud shall thunder the three.
Good luck!
Dark thing! You are going to die, and she is going to live. Do you hear me? Just looking at it is agony. I need to kill it. I'm coming for you.
Stop me if you've heard this one. Man drags himself into his shrink's office. Says, Doc, I got this bad feeling. My wife thinks all I do is dwell on the bad stuff and complain. Shrink says to herself, why'd I ever go and marry my patient?
Querent. Now the devil is loosed. Your priestess is caged. And you, like a fool, are bound to the cycle, the circle, the wheel. You will wear yourself to nothing on this journey to nowhere unless you fly free. You need fire and spirit and golden wings and a Valkyrie to set you on the right road. Go to her! Go to her now!
This is what I meant when I said you only make things worse. You're the one who opened the cage, but everyone else is going to suffer. It's not going to stop with Murmur. It's not even going to stop with her.
I see you, Querent, still burning with questions.
There was a golden-haired woman who threw herself down a well.
She's trying to save you.
A shadow locked away up there, festering.
You know how this ends. It was never a matter of winning, just a question of how much you would lose. If a man writes death 1,000 times, he starts to wonder, is that even a word? But it is. Oh, how it is.